In the year 2245, aboard the starship Horizon, the vast expanse of space unfurled like an endless canvas of darkness, punctuated only by the distant twinkling of stars. The ship, a marvel of human engineering, glided through the cosmos, its sleek form designed to navigate the unknown. Inside the ship, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation, tension thickening the air as the crew monitored their instruments, each pulse of technology echoing with a sense of purpose. Captain Elena Torres stood at the helm, her keen eyes fixed on the swirling mass of the exoplanet below, known as Thalassa. It was an unremarkable world in many ways, cloaked in a thick atmosphere that obscured its surface from view. Yet, it was the signal emanating from its depths that had drawn them in. A series of rhythmic pulses that defied all known scientific explanations, a frequency that seemed almost alive. The crew of Horizon had spent countless hours deciphering the signal, each attempt met with frustration and wonder. Whatever was down there, it was not human. "Captain, we're picking up the signal again," Dr. Marcus Chen said, his voice cutting through the silence like a sharp blade. He was the ship's chief scientist, an astute mind grounded in skepticism. The tension in his voice hinted at a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. "It's stronger this time, and the harmonic structure is unusual." Elena turned to face her crew, her brow furrowed with concentration. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, the ship's engineer, leaned over a console, her fingers dancing across the controls. "It's almost as if it's responding to our presence," she remarked, her eyes alight with excitement. "What if it's a form of communication?" Commander David Reyes, the military leader of the team, stood with arms crossed, a skeptical frown etched on his face. "Or a trap. We have to consider the risks here. We don't know what we're dealing with." His voice was steady, but the gravity of the situation weighed on him. "Whatever it is," Elena replied, her voice steady and resolute, "we need to find out. This could be a monumental discovery for humanity." She felt the weight of the mission pressing down on her, a burden she had carried since the moment they had departed Earth. Each crew member was aware of the unspoken secrecy surrounding their expedition, a government mandate cloaked in shadows, whispers of cover-ups that loomed over them like a storm cloud. As they prepared to descend into Thalassa's atmosphere, Elena felt a familiar ache in her heart. It was a connection to the past that she could never shake, a memory of her grandmother, a pioneering scientist who had long ago dreamed of exploring the stars. The loss of her grandmother had left a void that Elena sought to fill with answers, with discoveries that would honor her legacy. She had promised herself that she would uncover the truth behind her family's heritage, a promise that now guided her every decision. The ship's engines roared to life as they initiated the descent, the vibrations reverberating through the hull. Elena felt the thrill of exploration coursing through her veins, mingled with trepidation. The atmosphere thickened around them, swirling clouds enveloping the ship in a shroud of mystery. As they pierced through the layer of clouds, strange lights flickered in the sky, dancing like ethereal spirits, illuminating the darkness with hues of blue and green. It was a sight that took their breath away, a glimpse of something extraordinary. "Hold on tight," Elena called out, her voice steady as they entered the turbulent atmosphere. The ship shook violently, warning lights flashing on the control panels. She gripped the console, her heart racing. The sensation was exhilarating, and for a moment she felt as though they were on the precipice of something monumental. With a final shudder, the horizon broke through the clouds, revealing the landscape below. An ancient alien structure emerged from the mist, its form both magnificent and foreboding. It loomed over the terrain like a sentinel, pulsating with energy that seemed to resonate with the crew's emotions. Elena felt a strange connection to the structure, as if it were aware of their presence, welcoming them into its embrace. As the ship touched down on the alien soil, the crew exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and fear reflected in their eyes. "We're here," Sarah whispered, awe evident in her voice. The moment felt surreal, as if they had crossed a threshold into the unknown. Elena led the way as they disembarked, the ground beneath their feet vibrating with energy. The air was thick with an electric charge, tinged with an otherworldly scent that tickled their senses. As they approached the structure, it reacted to their presence, emitting a series of vibrations that felt like a heartbeat. The sensation was both thrilling and unsettling, as if the very fabric of reality was bending around them. "Do you feel that?" Sarah asked, glancing at Elena with wide eyes. "It's like it knows we're here." "Keep your guard up," Reyes cautioned, his military instincts kicking in. "We don't know what this is capable of." As they stepped closer, the structure seemed to respond to their emotions, pulsing in sync with their heartbeats. Elena's breath hitched in her throat, an unexplainable pull drawing her nearer. She felt a surge of hope and fear, a blend of emotions that mirrored the energy radiating from the ancient edifice. "Should we proceed?" Marcus asked, his voice laced with uncertainty. The scientific curiosity in him battled with the primal instinct to retreat into safety. "We have to," Elena declared, her voice resolute. "We've come too far to turn back now." The weight of her grandmother's legacy hung heavily in the air, urging her forward. With a shared determination, they pressed on, entering the structure's entrance, which shimmered as they approached. Inside, the air was cool and tinged with the faint glow of bioluminescent patterns that flickered along the walls. It felt like stepping into another world, a realm where the boundaries of time and space blurred. The crew moved cautiously, their senses heightened. Elena could feel the air humming with energy, a sound that resonated deep within her. As they ventured deeper, images began to flicker to life around them, holographic projections that danced in the dim light. They depicted scenes of ancient civilizations, their inhabitants gazing up at the stars, their expressions filled with wonder and longing. "What is this place?" Marcus muttered, awestruck. "I think it's a repository of knowledge," Sarah replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's showing us something." Elena's heart raced as the hologram shifted, revealing a narrative that transcended time. Images of humanity's journey through the cosmos flickered before them, intertwined with glimpses of celestial beings observing from afar. The realization struck her like a lightning bolt. Humanity had been watched, chosen, for a purpose greater than they could comprehend. The crew stood in silence, absorbing the weight of the revelation. The messages played out before them, a tapestry of connection that bound them to the universe. Elena's mind raced, thoughts of her grandmother flooding back. She had always believed in the potential of humanity, in the power of love and compassion that could bridge even the greatest divides. As the final images faded, a deep silence enveloped the chamber. It was as if the structure itself was waiting, holding its breath for what was to come. Elena's heart pounded in her chest, the air thick with anticipation. Suddenly, the structure pulsated with a brilliant light, illuminating the chamber in a kaleidoscope of colors. The vibrations intensified, resonating with their very beings, an echo of their collective emotions. "Stand back," Reyes barked, instinctively moving to protect the team. But Elena felt drawn to the light, an inexplicable connection urging her to step forward. "No, wait," she called, her voice steady. "It's responding to us." As if answering her call, the light coalesced into a form, a shimmering figure emerging from the brilliance. The crew watched in awe, fear momentarily forgotten as they beheld the manifestation before them. In that moment, Elena felt a rush of emotions, hope, love, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. She reached out, her hand trembling as it neared the light. The structure pulsed in response, and she felt the warmth radiating from it, enveloping her in a cocoon of understanding. It was a moment that transcended everything she had known, a connection that defied the boundaries of time and space. In that instant, she understood. They were not alone. The universe had been waiting for this moment, for humanity to embrace its true potential. As the light enveloped her, Elena whispered a silent promise to her grandmother, a vow to carry forth the legacy of love and compassion that had guided her life. Whatever lay ahead, she would face it with an open heart, ready to embrace the unknown. The structure pulsed once more, and the air crackled with energy, setting the stage for the revelation that would forever alter the course of their journey. The moment hung in the balance, a delicate thread woven into the fabric of the cosmos, as they stood on the precipice of discovery, ready to unlock the mysteries that awaited them. Elena stood in the heart of the alien structure, her breath caught in her throat as the pulsating energy surrounded her. The walls seemed to shimmer with a life of their own, casting a soft glow that illuminated the faces of her crew. They exchanged glances, a mix of awe and trepidation reflected in their eyes, a silent acknowledgement that they were on the brink of something profound. A low hum resonated through the air, vibrating in their bones, as if the structure itself was aware of their presence. Dr. Marcus Chen, his brow furrowed, stepped cautiously forward, his skepticism battling against the undeniable reality unfolding before them. "What do you think this means, Elena?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper, though laden with urgency. "We need to be careful. This could be a trap." Elena turned to him, her heart pounding. "But it's not just a structure, Marcus. It's alive. It's responding to us." She paused, the memory of her grandmother's words echoing in her mind. "We have to understand it. We owe it to everyone back home to find out what this is." Lieutenant Sarah Kim, ever the optimist, stepped closer to Elena, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "What if this is a gateway to something greater? We could be standing at the threshold of a new era for humanity." Her enthusiasm was infectious, and for a moment, the tension in the air eased, replaced by a sense of wonder. Commander David Reyes, however, remained unconvinced. His military instincts kicked in, and he surveyed the structure with a critical gaze. "We need to establish a perimeter. If this thing is dangerous, we can't afford to take any risks." He crossed his arms, his expression stern, and Elena could see the conflict within him, his duty to protect his crew clashing with the allure of discovery. As they debated their next move, the structure emitted a gentle pulse, a rhythmic beat that synchronized with the crew's heart rates. The air thickened with electricity, and Elena felt a strange connection to the pulsations, as if the structure was reaching out to her. She tentatively stepped forward, drawn by an inexplicable force, her instincts urging her to explore further. "Wait!" Marcus called, but it was too late. The moment Elena made contact with the surface, a wave of energy surged through her, igniting a kaleidoscope of colors that danced before her eyes. She gasped, feeling a flood of emotions wash over her: joy, sorrow, hope, and despair, all melding into one overwhelming sensation. It was as if the structure was sharing its memories with her, revealing glimpses of a past long forgotten. Ancient civilizations, starships soaring through the cosmos, and a tapestry of life woven with threads of love and connection. She could feel the weight of time pressing down on her, the stories of countless beings whispering in her ears. In that moment, she understood that she was not just a visitor. She was part of something much larger. "Eleanor!" Marcus's voice broke through the haze, snapping her back to reality. The urgency in his tone grounded her, and she blinked, the visions fading but leaving an indelible mark on her soul. "What happened? Are you all right?" Elena turned to her crew, her eyes wide with wonder. I saw everything. This structure has been watching us, waiting for this moment. It knows us." She struggled to articulate the depth of her experience, her heart racing with the implications of her revelation. "Knows us?" Reyes echoed, skepticism lacing his voice. "You can't be serious. It's just a machine. We have no idea what it's capable of." But Elena felt a spark of conviction igniting within her. "No, David, it's more than that. It's not just a machine. It's a bridge to our past and our future. I felt it reach out to me, To us, this is a crossroads for humanity. The crew fell silent, the weight of her words hanging in the air. For a fleeting moment, they shared a collective understanding, a recognition that their lives had been irrevocably altered by this encounter. It was a moment that transcended words, binding them together in a tapestry woven with threads of destiny. As they continued to explore the structure, Elena led the way, her heart racing with anticipation. The walls glimmered in response to their presence, each step reverberating with an electric charge that felt alive. They ventured deeper into the heart of the structure, guided by a mysterious light that pulsed like a heartbeat, drawing them closer to the source of the signal. They reached a vast chamber, its ceiling soaring high above them, adorned with intricate patterns that shimmered in the ambient light. In the center of the room stood a massive holographic projection, an ethereal figure that materialized before them, a being of light radiating warmth and compassion. "Welcome, travelers," the figure spoke, its voice resonating like a soothing melody. "You have come seeking answers, and in return, I offer you a glimpse into the tapestry of existence." Elena's breath caught in her throat. The being exuded an aura of wisdom that transcended time and space. "Who are you?" she managed to ask, her voice trembling with awe. "I am a guardian of knowledge," the being replied, "a keeper of the stories that weave through the cosmos. For eons I have watched over your world, guiding and nurturing the spark of humanity. You have been chosen to carry forth a legacy that spans the stars." The weight of its words settled over them, an invisible mantle of responsibility that stirred something deep within Elena's heart. She felt an overwhelming sense of purpose, a call to action that resonated with her very soul. "What do you want from us?" she asked, her voice steady as she stood before the being. "To embrace your potential," it replied, its light shimmering with intensity. "Humanity stands on the precipice of a new era, one that requires love, compassion, and understanding. You have been tested through adversity, and now you must choose to rise above your fears." Elena exchanged glances with her crew, each of them grappling with the magnitude of the moment. She could see the conflict within Marcus, the walls he had built around his skepticism beginning to crack. Sarah's eyes sparkled with hope, while Reyes remained stoic, his military training battling against the emotional pull of the encounter. "What does this mean for us?" Marcus finally asked, his voice tinged with uncertainty. "It means that you are not alone," the being replied, its radiance illuminating their faces. "You are part of a larger family, connected through threads of love that bind the universe together. Your actions ripple through time, shaping the future for generations yet to come." The crew stood in silence, the weight of the revelation settling in. Elena felt the pulse of the structure resonate with her heartbeat, an affirmation of the connection they had forged. In that moment, she understood that their journey was not just about exploration. It was about understanding the essence of what it meant to be human. As the being continued to speak, Elena found herself entranced by its words, each syllable resonating deep within her. "You have the power to choose love over fear, unity over division. It is in your hands to create a future that honors the legacy of your ancestors and embraces the potential of your descendants." The holographic figure began to fade, but its message lingered in the air, a beacon of hope that illuminated the path ahead. "Remember, you are the stewards of your destiny. Embrace it with open hearts." With a final pulse of light, the being vanished, leaving the crew standing in the vast chamber, their minds racing with questions. The room felt charged with energy, a testament to the profound encounter they had just experienced. Elena turned to her crew, her voice steady and resolute. "We need to share this with the world. The universe is inviting us to embrace our potential, to rise above our fears, and create a future filled with love and compassion. We can't hold this back. Marcus nodded slowly, the skepticism in his eyes replaced with a spark of curiosity. You're right. This changes everything. We need to document our findings and ensure that this message reaches humanity. Reyes uncrossed his arms, a glimmer of understanding breaking through his stoic demeanor. We need to secure this site and gather as much data as possible. This could be the key to unlocking a new era for humanity. As they made their way back to the ship, a sense of purpose enveloped them, binding them together in a shared mission. Each step felt lighter, as if the weight of their individual fears had been lifted, replaced by the promise of a future filled with hope. Elena glanced at the stars beyond the structure, her heart swelling with a sense of wonder. She felt her grandmother's presence beside her, guiding her forward. Whatever lay ahead, they would face it together, united by the bond of love that transcended time and space. With each passing moment, they were no longer just explorers. They were ambassadors of humanity, ready to embrace the unknown and chart a course toward a brighter tomorrow. And as they boarded the Starship Horizon, Elena whispered a silent promise to the cosmos, to carry forth the legacy of love and compassion into the stars. As they boarded the Starship Horizon, the atmosphere buzzed with a mix of excitement and apprehension. The vast expanse of the cosmos surrounded them, a tapestry of stars twinkling like distant promises. Yet the weight of their recent discovery loomed heavy in their hearts. Captain Elena Torres, her mind racing with thoughts of her grandmother and the message that had resonated within her very being, took a deep breath. The journey ahead was uncertain, yet she felt an undeniable pull towards the unknown. "Status report," she commanded, her voice steady as she took her seat in the captain's chair. The cockpit hummed to life around her, displaying a myriad of readouts and data streams. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, her optimistic energy palpable, was already at work on the controls, fingers dancing over the interface. "Thrusters are ready, Captain. We're good to go," Sarah replied, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "I can't wait to analyze the data we collected from the alien structure. It's unlike anything we've ever encountered." Dr. Marcus Chen, seated at his station, glanced up from the array of holographic displays, skepticism etched on his face. "We need to proceed with caution. That structure may have awakened something we don't fully understand. We can't afford to let our excitement cloud our judgment." Elena nodded, recognizing the validity of Marcus's concerns. His caution was a necessary counterbalance to Sarah's eagerness, and she appreciated the diverse perspectives within her team. "I understand the risks, Marcus, but we also can't ignore what we've discovered. This message, this connection to the future, it changes everything." Commander David Reyes, ever the pragmatist, leaned back in his chair, arms crossed over his chest. "We need to analyze the implications of what we found. If we're being observed, it could put us and Earth at risk. We can't let our guard down." Elena felt a surge of determination. "We won't, but we can't turn our backs on this opportunity either. We're not just explorers, we're part of something greater. Our mission is to uncover the truth and share it with humanity. We owe it to everyone back home." The crew exchanged glances, a mixture of resolve and uncertainty flickering in their expressions. The weight of their decision pressed heavily upon them. But in that moment, Elena felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. They had been chosen to carry forth a message that transcends time, and it was a responsibility she wouldn't take lightly. As they prepared for takeoff, the ship's engines roared to life, vibrating with raw power. Elena's heart raced in rhythm with the thrumming engine, a reminder that they were embarking on a journey into the depths of the unknown. She felt a connection with her crew, a bond forged through shared experiences and a collective pursuit of knowledge. We owe it to everyone back home. The horizon ascended, breaking free from the planet's atmosphere, and as they entered the vastness of space, Elena gazed out at the swirling nebulae and distant stars. With each passing moment, she felt the weight of her grandmother's legacy guiding her forward. The promise she made to honor her family's pursuit of truth resonated deeper than ever before. "Captain," Sarah's voice broke through her reverie, pulling Elena back to the present. "I'm receiving a transmission from Earth. It's marked as urgent." Elena straightened, her pulse quickening. "Put it through." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing the face of a senior officer from Earth Command. "Captain Torres," he began, a serious expression on his face, "we need to discuss your recent findings. The implications of your discovery are significant, and we must assess the situation immediately." Elena nodded, her mind racing with the possibilities. "We're aware of the potential risks, sir, but we also believe we've uncovered a connection between humanity and a greater cosmic legacy." "Your enthusiasm is noted," he replied, glancing at his screen. "However, we have concerns. Given the nature of the signal and the alien structure, we cannot afford to take any chances. We need to prioritize containment and ensure that whatever you encountered doesn't pose a threat to Earth." The tension in the cockpit thickened as the crew exchanged worried glances. Elena felt a surge of frustration. "With all due respect, sir, we can't just contain this knowledge. The universe is vast, and our understanding is limited. We have to explore, to learn. It's our duty as scientists and explorers." The officer's demeanor softened slightly, but his resolve remained firm. "I understand your passion, Captain, but we need to protect humanity first. We can't allow our curiosity to jeopardize everything we've built." Elena's heart sank. The conflict between the thirst for knowledge and the instinct for safety was palpable, and she felt caught in the middle. "I believe that understanding the truth is the only way to ensure our future. If we shut ourselves off from discovery, we risk stagnation. Your mission parameters are clear, Captain. We expect you to follow protocol and prioritize safety." The officer replied, and the transmission cut off abruptly. The silence in the cockpit was deafening as Elena processed the exchange. The weight of the officer's words settled heavily on her shoulders. She turned to her crew, searching their faces for reassurance. "We may have to make some difficult choices ahead, but I believe we can find a way to balance safety with exploration." Marcus raised an eyebrow, skepticism still evident. "And how do you propose we do that? The higher-ups are focused on containment. We can't just ignore their orders." "We can't ignore our mission either," Elena replied, her voice steady. "We have something extraordinary here, something that could redefine humanity's place in the universe. We owe it to ourselves and to our future to pursue it." Commander Reyes leaned forward, his expression contemplative. "I understand your passion, Captain, but we have to be careful. If we push too hard, we risk losing everything." Elena nodded, appreciating his perspective. "I get that, but I also believe that the risk of inaction is greater than the risk of exploration. If we don't seek out answers, we'll be left in the dark." The crew fell silent, the weight of her words sinking in. They were at a crossroads, and their next steps would shape not only their mission, but the future of humanity itself. With a deep breath, Elena steeled her resolve. "Let's gather all the data we collected from the structure and start analyzing it. We need to understand what we encountered before we make any decisions," she instructed, her voice filled with determination. "We'll find a way to communicate with Earth while still pursuing the truth." As they delved into their work, the ship hummed with activity. Holographic displays illuminated the cockpit, showcasing the data streams and readings from their recent encounter. Elena felt a sense of urgency as they pieced together the fragments of knowledge, each revelation leading them deeper into the heart of the mystery. Hours passed as they worked tirelessly, the crew caught up in a whirlwind of discovery. Elena felt a rush of exhilaration as they began to decode the alien language embedded within the holographic projections. The messages revealed glimpses of a civilization that had watched over humanity for centuries, guiding them through the ages. "It's incredible," Sarah exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. "This civilization has been observing us since the dawn of time. They've been waiting for us to reach this point." Elena nodded, her heart racing as she absorbed the implications. "It means we're not alone. There's a connection between us and the cosmos, a shared destiny." As they continued to unravel the threads of the alien history, a sense of purpose washed over Elena. The message from her granddaughter echoed in her mind, urging her to embrace love and compassion. It was a reminder that their mission was not just about discovery, but about understanding and connection. "Look at this," Marcus said, pointing to a series of images projected before them. "These represent different civilizations across the galaxy. They've all faced challenges, but they've also found ways to thrive together." Elena felt a spark of hope ignite within her. It's a testament to the resilience of life. If they can come together, why can't we? As the crew continued to explore the data, Elena's thoughts drifted back to her grandmother. She could almost feel her presence, guiding her through the complexities of the unknown. The legacy of love and science intertwined, creating a path forward. "Captain," Sarah called out, her voice filled with urgency, "I think I found something. There's a sequence here that appears to be a map, possibly leading to another structure." Elena's heart raced as she leaned closer to the display. "Are you certain?" Sarah nodded, excitement evident in her voice. "It's like a beacon, guiding us to the next step in our journey." Elena felt a surge of adrenaline. This was it, the moment they had been waiting for. "Prepare for navigation adjustments. We're heading to that location." As the ship adjusted course, Elena's mind raced with possibilities. They were on the brink of something extraordinary, a chance to uncover the mysteries of the universe and their place within it. She felt a renewed sense of purpose, not only for herself, but for future generations. As the stars whirled past them, Elena glanced at her crew, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the control panels. They were united in this mission, bound by a shared desire to explore the unknown and to understand their connection to the cosmos. With each passing moment, Elena felt her grandmother's spirit guiding her. She had promised to honor her legacy, to seek the truth, and to embrace the love that transcended time. As they ventured deeper into the depths of space, Elena knew that they were not just explorers, they were messengers of hope, carrying the promise of understanding and compassion into the stars. The atmosphere inside the alien structure was thick with anticipation as Elena and her crew stood before the pulsating core of energy that seemed to breathe, almost alive. Each beat resonated within them, a rhythmic echo that matched the quickening of their hearts. The air crackled with static, and a low hum filled the chamber, vibrating through their bones. Every instinct urged them to retreat, but the message from their exploration was clear. This was a moment that demanded connection. Elena stepped forward, her mind racing with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The soft glow of the core illuminated her features, reflecting the conflict within her, a battle between the scientific curiosity that had driven her career and the primal instinct to protect her crew from the unknown. She glanced back at Dr. Chen, who stood with arms crossed, skepticism etched into his brow, and then at Lieutenant Kim, who wore a look of awe, eyes wide with wonder. Commander Reyes remained stoic, his hands resting on the weapons at his side, ready to react if necessary. "Captain," Chen said, breaking the silence that had enveloped them, "we should proceed with caution. We don't know what this is capable of." His voice was laced with concern, a reminder of the dangers they faced. The weight of his words hung heavily in the air, but Elena could feel the structure calling to her, a silent plea for understanding. "I understand your concerns, Marcus," she replied, her voice steady, "but we can't ignore what we've discovered. This is not just an artifact, it's a beacon, it's communicating with us." She held her breath, hoping her words would resonate with her crew. "We owe it to ourselves to find out what it wants." The core pulsed brighter in response, as if acknowledging her declaration. A wave of warmth washed over Elena, filling her with an inexplicable sense of belonging. It was as if the very essence of the structure wrapped around her, offering solace and comfort. She felt connected to something much larger than herself, a thread linking her to the cosmos. Commander Reyes stepped forward, his expression shifting from skepticism to intrigue. "Let's do this carefully," he said, glancing at the core. "We'll take a closer look, but we maintain communication with the ship at all times." With the decision made, Elena advanced to the core, her heart racing. The energy surrounding it hummed with a frequency that reverberated through her body, stirring long-buried memories. She thought of her grandmother, of the way she had always spoken of the universe as a living entity, one that thrived on connection and understanding. "We are not alone," she had said countless times, and now, in this moment, Elena felt that truth coursing through her veins. As they drew nearer, the air shifted, and a series of holographic images erupted from the core, casting ethereal shadows across the chamber. The figures were disjointed at first, snippets of ancient civilizations, cosmic battles, and celestial wonders flashing before their eyes like fragments of a forgotten dream. Elena felt her breath hitch as she recognized scenes from Earth's history, moments she had studied in textbooks as a child. But then the images began to coalesce, revealing a more profound narrative. She saw humans not just as explorers, but as guardians, protectors of a fragile balance in the universe. The holograms showcased encounters with other species, moments of peace forged through understanding and compassion. A sense of awe enveloped her as she realized that these were not merely historical recordings, they were lessons, insights from those who had come before. "Do you see this?" Lieutenant Kim whispered, her voice barely audible over the pulsing energy. "We're part of something greater than ourselves." Dr. Chen's expression softened, the skepticism in his eyes replaced by wonder. "It's a history we never knew existed," he murmured, captivated by the unfolding spectacle. "It's as if they were waiting for us to find this." Elena nodded, her heart swelling with a mix of pride and responsibility. They were not just witnesses, they were participants in a cosmic story that had been written over millennia. But as the images swirled around them, a new figure began to emerge from the chaotic tapestry, a woman, radiant and ethereal, who bore an uncanny resemblance to Elena. With a gasp, she realized the woman was her granddaughter, a descendant she had never met but had always hoped to know. The hologram smiled, and Elena felt a rush of emotion, an overwhelming wave of love and connection that transcended time itself. "Hello, Grandma," the holographic figure said, her voice a gentle melody that resonated within Elena's soul. "I've waited so long to reach you." Tears filled Elena's eyes as she took a step closer, her heart pounding in her chest. "Is this real?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Are you—" "I am," the figure affirmed, her smile unwavering. "I come from a future where humanity embraced its potential. We learned to love the unknown, to welcome the mysteries of the universe. And now it's your turn." Elena's breath caught in her throat as the implications of her granddaughter's words washed over her. This was not just a message, it was an invitation, a call to action for humanity to rise above its fears and embrace the vast possibilities that lay ahead. The core pulsed softly, responding to the emotions swirling within the chamber, amplifying the connection between them. "Why now?" Elena managed to ask, her voice barely a whisper. "Why show me this?" "Because you have the power to change everything," her granddaughter replied, her eyes sparkling with hope. "You are the bridge between the past and the future. Your choices will shape the legacy of our family and humanity as a whole. Embrace love, Grandma. Let it guide you." Tears streamed down Elena's cheeks, a mixture of joy and sorrow flooding her heart. She thought of all the sacrifices her grandmother had made, the dreams left unfulfilled, and the promises she had made to honor her legacy. "I don't know if I'm strong enough," she confessed, her voice breaking. "You are," her granddaughter assured her, the holographic image shimmering with warmth. "You've already begun this journey. Trust in yourself, in our family, and in humanity's ability to connect. You are not alone in this." As the hologram began to fade, a surge of determination rose within her. This was not just a vision, it was a transformative moment, a reminder that love transcends time and space. The core pulsed brighter, as if echoing her resolve, and the chamber filled with a soft, melodic hum that resonated deep within her soul. "Wait," Elena called out, her voice steady. "I won't forget this. I promise to honor our legacy, to embrace love and compassion. I will be the bridge." With those words, the hologram vanished, leaving a lingering warmth in the air, a promise, a connection that would forever change her path. The chamber fell silent, and the crew stood in awe, the weight of their discovery settling upon them like a mantle of responsibility. Commander Reyes broke the stillness, his voice firm. "We've witnessed something extraordinary. We need to report back to the ship and share this with the world." Dr. Chen nodded, his usual skepticism replaced by a newfound sense of purpose. "This changes everything. We can't keep this to ourselves." Lieutenant Kim smiled through her own tears, her excitement palpable. "This is just the beginning. We have to let others know that we are not alone." As they made their way back to the ship, Elena felt a profound sense of connection to her crew, to her family, and to the universe itself. The discovery they had made was not merely scientific, it was a message of hope and love that transcended the boundaries of time and space. They boarded the starship, and Elena took her position at the helm, her heart swelling with purpose. The stars outside glittered like diamonds against the dark canvas of the cosmos, each one a reminder of the journeys yet to come. She looked at her crew, each one a vital part of this unfolding narrative, and felt the weight of their shared mission. As they prepared to launch, Elena took a deep breath, feeling the energy of the universe coursing through her. "Let's take this message home," she said, her voice steady and resolute. "Humanity is ready for the next step. We have the power to embrace the unknown, to love without fear." With the ship now in motion, Elena gazed out at the stars, a profound sense of peace enveloping her. The universe had been waiting for this moment, and together they would forge a new path, one filled with compassion, discovery, and connection. As the starship soared through the cosmos, the legacy of her grandmother and the promise of her granddaughter intertwined, guiding them toward a future brimming with possibility. In that moment, Elena understood. They were not just explorers, they were messengers of hope, carrying the light of love into the vast unknown. And as they ventured deeper into the stars, she knew that the universe was alive, waiting for humanity to embrace its true potential. "Let's show them what we can do," she whispered to the cosmos, her heart open and ready for whatever lay ahead. The adventure was only just beginning.